Got ourselves a corn mirror from Boojilicious and Bwags. That's nice, that's nice. And two different strategies. On the one side, we do have the Herald of Corn on his spinny motorbike. Front line of Chaos Warriors, a secondary line of Chaos Warriors with Halberds, and then the Hellforged Host with two Skull Crushers of Corn, one of which is the Knights of the Brazen Throne, and a single Fleshhound. On the other side, we have Valkia, much more the Meta Lord. 4 Marauder Horsemen of Corn, some Chaos Warhounds of Corn, triple Minotaur with great weapons, something you usually see here, and then some Chaos Warriors of Corn with the Hellforged Host as well. So one side with Skirmish Cav and Minotaurs, the other side with Skull Crushers and more infantry. Green Fleshhounds of Corn dive out onto the Marauder Horsemen. Very aggressive on the start, but there is Chaos Warrior and Skull Crusher support nearby. So maybe they're just not scared of it. Looks like they're going to try and recharge these dogs. The Skull Crushers do kind of cuck their own charge and just stand around like idiots for a bit, but they still might be able to rout those Chaos Warhounds. Though with Minos coming in, the Skull Crushers want out. They're immediately getting attack or movement orders away from the area. So goodbye, Fleshhounds. And overall, a bit of a 50-50 trade, but maybe like 55-45 in the favor of red. Here are the Minotaurs, though, plowing into Chaos Warriors and Halberds, which could be quite brutal for them. Knights of the Brazen Throne are on the front line and taking a lot of damage. They're going to want to back out of here immediately as two different Minos are ripping through them. Oof. Spear Slaupnir goes through all these troops, too. And this guy dives in. He wanted to offer a little support, Locust of Wrath, for increased melee stats, but the melee stats aren't really the problem. It's how much damage you're taking, not how much damage you're dealing. In the center fight, Hellforged Hosts are going to fight another Hellforged Host that is slightly damaged from killing an entire Marauder of Corn. And down here, the Chaos Warriors and the Halberds are holding just fine with a little bit of Skull Crusher support. So the bottom fight's going well for green, middle fight's going well for green, but the top fight is a bit of a disaster, as the Knights of the Brazen Throne have taken a just staggering amount of damage this early into the game, and some Chaos Warriors are already pushed off, and now the Herald of Corn is surrounded. But he is giving melee buffs and leadership buffs to these Halberds, who are getting their absolute vengeance out on the Minotaurs of Corn. Chaos Warriors were a little lagged behind, so a lot of damage coming out of those Minotaurs as the Hellforged Hosts kill each other, and Skull Crushers got away. But yeah, those Minos being without Chaos Warrior support for that long was brutal, as one of them gets completely killed off, and the other one is struggling to survive. Meanwhile, the Herald of Corn buffs up his own Hellforged Host and fights the other Hellforged Host briefly, just trying to get some of that good Gore Feast healing away from Valkia, and Valkia is coming after him. His leadership is dipping with 4 leadership. He's going to try and get another charge bonus at somebody else so he can stay in this game. And Skull Crushers fights some Minotaurs, and the Mad Lad is actually going to go fight Minotaurs, which if they look at him wrong, he's going to die. But he does do his little scooter scoot in there. Gets a decent little charge thing, starts taking some damage. Oh, I'm very concerned. Oh, I'm very worried. 1 leadership for the Herald of Corn. And if he falls, he starts to get his ability crumbling. Oh, but he manages to rally somehow as a Mino hits him in the back. He's somehow back in this as green is down to the balance of power. So if they lost their Lord, they would lose even more leadership. And Valkia landed into the middle of the Hellforged Host, who are buffed up by the Horn of Corn. And they're tearing her apart. She is infantry sized. They get a bunch of bonuses versus her and such and etc. Chaos Warriors of Corn grouping up around the Herald of Corn. Valkia trying to get away from the Hellforged Host and all those other things. For Red Corn, their biggest asset right now is the 4 very healthy Skirmish Cav that they have running around. They're running a little bit low on ammo, but still have plenty to give. Anyway, Herald of Corn trying to recharge back up a little bit. Like I said, still buffing up the Skull Crushers and Chaos Warriors near him to kill the Chaos Warriors at the other side. Red team is running out of melee units. This is their last infantry that's still in the fight, these Chaos Warriors. There's another Chaos Warrior with a lot of health. Maybe it'll rally or something. And green pulls ahead on the balance power for the first time. Green does get the Knights of the Brazen Throne back in here, trying to fight Valkia, who does have the Demon Shield up. She's having a very hard time escaping, so she just dives back into the Knights of the Brazen Throne and gets a really good attack down. And then throws down a Spear Slaupnir. Really wants to kill off those Hellforged Hosts. Good damage there, and they should start demonic instability crumbling any second now. But the Herald is trying to rejoin the fight, give him that little bit of leadership to survive, and he does. And now even Valkia has to commit 2 of her Skirmish Cav to save her life. The Hellforged Hosts are fading away, and the Herald of Corn gets slapped in the face by Valkia as soon as he joins the fight, so he nopes on out of there and rolls through some Chaos Warriors to get a bit of healing back. Balance power is dead. Back to 50%. We're only 5 minutes into this game. Everyone is almost dead. Hellforged Host at 100 HP, clinging to life And these Skull Crushers are clinging to Valkia, making sure she can't get back up into the sky as a whole bunch of Skirmish Cav keep throwing back at them, but the Skirmish Cav are running out of ammunition. And Valkia's running out of time. Looks like she just goes for the Herald of Corn to try and snipe him again, realizing she's never getting off the ground. Not at all. She gets beaten into the dirt, loses 500 HP before our eyes, but gets another swing onto the Herald of Corn. He has been at sub 1000 HP for most of this game and is just barely chugging along. Skirmish Cav throwing their last couple volleys into the Skull Crushers, though they do get caught in melee, which is a problem. The Hellforged Host at 40 now HP. Just barely clinging to life. And that is going to be an FF from the Skirmish Cav Corn. Without any ammo left in their Skirmish Cav and all that stuff they just gave in. Man, they couldn't finish off the Hellforged Host or the Herald. Knights of the Brazen Throne, the other Skull Crushers did fine. Hellforged Host did great. Halberds won the day. 2,000 value on one, 1,200 on the other. Basic Chaos Warriors did okay. Fleshhounds got murdered. For Boags, Valkia did great. His own Hellforged Host also did great. Minos, mixed value, but overall pretty darn good. And then his Skirmish Cav, decent value, but not as good as I would have thought for throwing all of their ammunition. Holy crap. Okay. Well, that would do it then. If your Skirmish Cav doesn't get a ton of value in this kind of build, then you're screwed. Damn. GG. Rawr. Subscribe. Yes, yes.